Congratulations on your victory, a big win in a main event in your new division. Give me an idea kind of how you're feeling after that performance.
I feel good. I mean, I'm always a little bit hard on myself because I want to get the finish, but I got to remind myself that I just took out the number one contender in the flyweight division. So I guess I should feel great, but I want that finish next time. I understand I had a really short camp, but we're going to get it done next time.
Kind of a slow start coming out. I was curious if that was, by design or if it was just, getting used to what happened in the opening round.
It was just, it's been a weird time, and this whole camp felt really weird for me. I mean, when I first started, where I accepted this fight, I was literally in the gym for 1 week, and the next day I had a fight lined up. So it was just really weird, and especially because it was a 5th round fight, and so it took me a little while to just really get warmed up there, really get my feet going. I felt like I was a little slow. I was kind of going her pace, and then I was like, man, at the end of the day, like, I moved up to flyweight, but I need to move my feet like I was a strawweight. I know I'm quick on my feet, so I needed to get my feet going a little bit more. So, the first round was a little bit slow, but I also knew that I'd get stronger as the rounds go.
You were saying all the right things coming in, but, I mean, was there doubt? Was there concern? Like, am I not going to be ready for this?
I mean, it always is because this was my first, 5-round fight, And then on top of that, I knew she was going to be huge, She had missed weight. And to be honest, she didn't miss weight by 0.2. She actually missed weight by a lot more, but she held onto the towel when she got on the scale. And I know this because we received a text message from her coach, letting us know she was going to miss weight by 3.5 pounds, not 0.2. But when she showed up, she held the towel and got away with that. That's why she was so proud after she weighed in, and she was so happy that she's like, I only missed weight by 2 points out. No, so she went into this fight a lot heavier than I did. So not only did I move up a weight class, I got somebody that was a bantamweight, going in there, not fighting as flyweight.
What did you think? I mean, obviously the frustration is coming out. I mean, was there any possibility of saying, we don't want to fight you or demand more money or whatever it may be?
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm a fighter. I mean, I've missed weight before, too, and everybody accepted the fight. I've fought people who've missed weight, too, but it's all about how you carry yourself, too, outside when you miss weight. When I miss weight, I locked myself in the hotel, and I freaking cried for hours. I wasn't running around fucking smiling. Sorry, excuse my language. But I wasn't, smiling and blah, blah, blah. So it was definitely different demeanor, but I knew that I needed to, put that behind me. At the end of the day, I mean, I like Jessica and stuff like that, but just the way that whole ordeal with the weight happened, it wasn't cool, but I knew that I was gonna, it's my job, so I was gonna show up.
Last thing for me, you say you beat the top contender. Another top contender, Caitlin Chukagian, has already taken to Twitter and say, hey, she'd like to fight with you. So I'm curious if that's a matchup that you think makes sense or what you see next for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm just trying to stay busy. So whatever fight, whoever, I got to go get an MRI done. Just make sure I'm good to go. But as soon as I'm cleared, we're ready to line the next one up.
Cynthia, right here. Between rounds, Jessica seemed pretty confident she was winning. Between rounds, were you confident you were winning?
I know I was winning the fights, but you never know with the judges. I know that her and her team were trying to sell it to the judges in between rounds, but I mean, you're not gonna fool anyone. I think it's just it just sucks because you must have the wrong people around you. They should tell you if you're not winning the fight, they should tell you you're not, so you can push harder. They should not be giving her that false confidence. I feel like she did a lot of wrong things, and I don't think she deserved to. I didn't think she would have deserved to be the winner tonight. I already knew what her coaches were yelling in between rounds because even some of the combinations I used to, I actually know some of them. So they were just trying to put in a show for the judges. I'm glad that they seen through the bullshit. Sorry, excuse my language again.
You said you wanted to stay active. The UFC just announced Fight Island, and that seems to be their plans for moving forward for a little bit. So if you want to keep fighting, you probably have to go to Abu Dhabi. Is that something you'd be open to?
Yeah, man, I'm ready to fight all over the world. It's like freaking Mortal Kombat, Let's go everywhere. Street Fighter.
Cynthia, there's 3 pizza places within 1 mile. Have you thought about where you're going to get that pepperoni, pineapple, and jalapeno to celebrate?
Man, dude, I really, that was the plan, but then I got invited to eat some tacos. So we're going to eat at Más Por Favor Tacos tonight with some tequila. So we're eating tacos tonight and pizza tomorrow.
Yeah, everyone talked about, like moving up and all that. Like now on the other side of it, did you feel as strong as you wanted to? Did you feel like you handled everything for your move up to flyweight pretty well?
Yeah, absolutely. Considering everything that was going on, I mean, I think that this is the division that I belong. I'm going to be able to, pick up my strength a little bit more. I barely got to train for this and even got prepared. I was in the middle of training, switching gyms when this pandemic hit. And I'm extremely proud that, the fighter in me was able to pull this out because this is not even the best me that you guys have seen. Like, that's yet to come.
You talked about, when you're in the empty arena, you want to be able to hear everything, the other corner and all that. Were you able to do that?
I was. I knew what combinations they were asking for. I knew exactly what they were doing, except for they were like, do Kevin Lee. I don't know what combination that was, but when she was yelling like one body, two body, that's all Bang Muay Thai stuff. And I think, Eric, her coach, obviously practices all those moves. I trained under Dwayne Ludwig for a long time when he was at Team Alpha Male. So I knew those moves she's throwing, those are a lot of combinations that I actually throw. So he was saying those combinations, and I think I was throwing the combinations. She wasn't. So.
Final question. With stuff going on at flyweight, a lot of people feel like it is wide open after JoJo Calderwood. Being that this is your division and there's a champion like Valentina who's been so dominant making noise, as the contender, how do you feel like when that's the target at the end of it?
I mean, I feel great. It's exciting to have such a great champion, At first, I wanted to stick around at the strawweight division because it was so competitive. And I was like, man, I want to be the champion of, the best women's division in the UFC. And the strawweight division is just so deep, so talented. It's so much harder to get that title shot at the strawweight division. And so I was stubborn about it. But I knew eventually I'd have to move to flyweight. Unfortunately, I've had my mishaps. So I need to come up here. And I think Valentina, she's an amazing champ. I mean, she's probably the only fighter that gave Amanda Nunes a tough fight. And Amanda Nunes is the freaking baddest woman on the planet right now. So, yeah, it's motivating, I do know that I also need a lot of work to do, but I'm down to fight whenever, whoever, whether it be a title fight or not. But, it motivates me. It motivates me a lot that we have such a dominant champion right now as Valentina.
Cynthia, after Jessica missed weight, she went on Instagram and said that she was proud of missing this 0.25. But when you see that and you realize it wasn't 0.25, it was actually like 3 or 4 pounds, what do you make of her saying she's proud of that, even though she's lying about the number?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been, it's not the first time a fighter has done that and hold on to a towel or try to take pounds off from the scale and stuff. But it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead, go about it, just suck it up and be quiet and then show up the next day. But the simple fact that she was right after she went in, she was so happy and she came up to me, even though I know it was bullshit, I just said, yeah, fine. She came up, she's like, oh, it was only 2.2, girl, only 2 point. But I knew, because she came up to, but I knew she had missed by more. But she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, don't worry about it, because I knew that I was going to go and show her up the next day, But then she goes online, and then she's like, oh, guys, I only missed by 2.2, I should have peed, and, blah, blah, blah. Man, if it was that easy, then maybe you would have peed. Maybe you would have cut your hair to, really, if it was only 0.2. It was just bullshit, and it wasn't cool, just how she carried it. I'm cool with Jessica, but just the way she handled the whole weight cut was not cool.
If you got told in advance she's going to miss weight, and then she got on the scales, did the towel trick, and then actually made weight, she's taken money out of your pocket, would you have said something?
Absolutely. 100%, because we have the texts from her coach messaging my manager saying she was 129.6 30 minutes before she weighed in. She magically took 3 pounds off. I don't think so. It's not going to fly.
Cynthia, I just wanted to ask about the journey. You seemed a little emotional there in the beginning. And so the journey for you going back home to San Jose from the alpha male and then to Sacramento and then all the different camps that you've moved along with, how has AKA really helped you, and how has it been the journey being back home to San Jose?
Honestly, it's been crazy. I mean, I'd be lying to say if I wasn't worried or nervous coming into a fight without going in with a new team and not being able to really get comfortable with everyone. Everything was a little bit off, like everything. Like I had to switch striking coaches a couple times because we had no gym. Like everything got shut down. Like in reality, I literally probably had my one main coach, which is Ron Kessler, and he's been doing everything in his power to make sure that I was prepared for his fight. I have my other teammates, Aunt Doe, Zach helping me out too. So it's like, I'm extremely grateful to be able to have people that I could rely on, and it felt good to be back home with my family. I got a reminder of why I'm doing this, and I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing it for all the kids and all the people that grew up in Eastside San Jose, people, against all odds, I'm not supposed to be sitting up here, but we're fucking doing it.
You said that, and I saw that video where you went back to Overfelt, and I know the area pretty well. So when you go back there and I don't know if you got the opportunity to speak to the kids, and I'm just wondering how they may have reacted to you being a UFC fighter and talking, because like you said in the video, the neighborhood is not a great neighborhood to grow up in.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the pandemic and because everything was closed, I haven't got actually the opportunity to go talk to the kids yet. But that's one of my goals. It's always been my dream since I started fighting that one day I was going to win this UFC champion belt, and then I was going to walk into that school and I was going to show all these kids, you're not just Eastside San Jose. You can do whatever you want in the world. If I can do it, you can do it. So that's one of those things. I actually just started working with their organization called Bay Area Beat the Streets, and they help with a lot of kids, help them out with wrestling and being able to provide, an outlet for them, a place, where they can feel safe and, do great things. And so I'm really excited to be on this platform to be able to do that.
Thank you.
Yep.
The hometown question is good.